Alright, well, welcome back. It's raining out, and so there's not much to do besides get started. So surrounded by supplies and junk that I can barely move in here. The bank officer is not impressed with the state of things right now. So we're going to finish the venting and the air intake, and then we'll do a little bit of supply that I have left, and then the big goal is to run all of our drain pipe out front to where it will eventually go to a gray water system. This is about an inch below this, so we'll put this. Alright, so I talked about this last week, but if you're just tuning in, on this particular water heater, the exhaust and the air intake need to be a foot apart outside. So there's a couple ways you can do that. The way I've done it is this exhaust extends a foot further than the intake. Alright, we're going to do our supply stub outs right here. And a lot of people in the past have asked why I combine copper and PEX. I just think it looks better to have copper sticking out where it's visible, so that's the reason. Not yet. To get these off, you need to slide this little flange here forward, and it can be hard to do with your fingers, but if you got something that can press against it, it makes it a little easier. So I like these little stub outs, because then when you're ready to use them, you can just cut off that end, but they'll be pressurized until it's time to go. I don't know if I've ever shown changing the tooling on this, but you just press these little things up. I've got the 3/4 in them now, but I need the 1/2 inch. And I guess you're supposed to crimp these twice. I've never had one of these leak except for once when the angle of the hose was really severe and I tried to get away with crimping it and it just didn't get a good connection, but uh-oh. Let's see if our other one fits better. Should have put this on first, huh? I've got little lines drawn on this to get the level I want. Yeah, there it is. Someone gave me the tip to wipe the residual flux off and it will prevent corrosion. Alright, we're going to put the drain in for this sink. The bucket, it's getting annoying. I got most of what I need, so let's do this part. Drilled the first hole already. That could be a problem. Whoops. I think the hole went through, so I can drill it up from the other side. We'll see. We better just drill through just to make sure. We're just drilling a little hole so we can find where we need to come through. Alright, that's through. Okay. This is not an easy one to do. Oh man. Oh my god, I'm like not even halfway through. Okay. I had to try from the inside. I can't get any leverage. I need to run this drain down and over, so I've marked off roughly where I want it. There is a beam under here, so I'm going to drill it really close to the edge here, so I'll just have to put a plate on it. I've been using the hammer drill set. It seems to go pretty fast, but let's try it out. I want my drain, I want it to be 18 inches above the floor, and it's about a foot down. I hit a beam. So I'm going to have to flare out from that beam. And so if I make this 28 inches, it'll be about 18 from the finished floor, give or take. It might be a little bit higher than that. Maybe this is going to add a little bit. Maybe I'll do 26. I'll do 26 inch cut, and that should work. And then what we'll go to is one of these. I'll probably have to bend it back a little bit. And then our vent will just go up and over. My cleaner might have gone bad. Jeez. Well, that's bad. This stuff's no good. Hopefully my other one's alright. Oh, that's cleaner. Shit. Oh my god. That cement's bad too. Too bad cements. Looks like we're dry fitting everything. I think I found one that's good. Well, on the bright side, I can make room in my toolbox because I got three bad cements in there taking up space. I don't know if I can only get this one open. That's probably why it's still good, because I can't open it. I think I need to clean this again. Yes, that one is still good. Alright, so that's what we got so far. Alright, I was gonna crawl underneath and put this piece on, but I realized when I cut the floor out for the shower, I'll be able to access it much easier. So probably wait to do that stuff until I cut that out, and I'm just gonna do the venting now. Alright, let's see if we can get this in here. That's not too bad. Oh, spoke too soon. Imagine that. This is cleaner. This pipe's been sitting under the foundation for a while, so it's pretty dirty. Clean that a couple times. So I don't have a 90 to go across and out, but the plan is to go out about 16 inches over from where these pipes go out. There's certain conditions that have to be met to vent out a sidewall. Do I meet them? Kinda, but really the only rule out here is that it has to work, and it will. Alright, so this is a Marvel fitting, and it goes right here so that you can put your trap stuff in there and have a seal, but you can also take it out for maintenance and whatnot. I might have bought the wrong size or something. I'm a little surprised this doesn't fit inside, but if I put a little sleeve in there, it'll fit. So we're going to put that in now. So much for turning that. Okay. Now that threads off, and you know, your normal stuff goes in there. You know what? Let's put these on here. Shouldn't have put those on yet, because I can get junk in there, so we'll just go like that. It'd also be easier to fit my drywall and stuff without them, or whatever I put back here. So this, I'm drilling a hole for the pipe that gets the draining from the shower and the bathroom sink, and it basically travels 5 feet. It's to this piece of foam. So that means that I need to drill the hole 1.25 inches below this beam so that I can get my proper fall. Of course, it's 2 inches thick, so I can't even reach through it. Appropriate that I am doing plumbing while giving you plumber's crack. Oh, it did go through. All right. All right, so that's just gonna sit there for measurement's sake. I'm not gonna cement weld that yet because I gotta go and pull it up to the right slope. All right, we're making the drain for the kitchen sink, and we're venting this drain based on a new provision. It was in the 2018 plumbing code, but it didn't get adopted, and it's supposed to be adopted in 2021. It basically says you can vent like a sink or a kitchen island by using an oversized drain so that the water never fills up the entire cavity. So that's what we're going to do, and if it doesn't work, then we'll probably just rip it out and replace it with a loop vent. But this is much easier than a loop vent, so we're going to try this first, and I'm kind of curious about it. And then we've got another one of these. Loop vents just take up a lot of space in the cabinet. And you could use a Studer vent or a air admittance valve as well. But a lot of people don't like those. Some people do. They're certainly handy. I've never had one fail personally, so maybe we do that too. But, all right, so let's put this in place. So this is gonna go, oh gosh, can we fit it? I hope so. Now it's hitting the pipe down there. We're gonna have to just bend the copper pipe out of the way. It's gonna go much lower than that. All right, I gotta try and reach in and pull that. There we go. All right. I couldn't see that. Okay. So that is how much fall we need to go from that shower all the way over to here. I don't have the right part, but I can make the right part.